Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and do our 8 Zentangle practices. So go ahead and make sure your paper is divided into 8 boxes. So all I did was folded this in half like a hot dog, then in half like a taco, and then I folded this to the middle line so it's like a closet door, and then I divided it into those boxes. Okay. Once you have that done, then we're going to go ahead and practice our different Zentangles. So the first one that I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and start at the bottom and work my way up. I'm going to start across here and I'm going to do little circles. Okay. And then I'm going to do another row of circles, but instead of going right below here, I'm going to come in the middle. So if I have a dot here, it's almost like it creates a triangle. So I'll show you kind of what that looks like. Okay, and then this, I'm going to go directly above this, across. Okay, and then I can make this look like it runs off the page, like that. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do a curled line from one dot around to the other dot. So I'm going to come up and curl down. Up and curl down, and you just do that for all of them. And then this little guy that's hanging off the side, I'm just going to do that so it looks like it continues that pattern. For this one that comes to this side, imagine you've already done that curl, so it's going to come up and over here. Okay, and then you just continue. So this next row I'm going to curl around here and go down. And then I'm going to continue, and again we'll pretend that there's a dot down here that's going to connect to. And then this last one we're going to pretend that there's dots up here that those will connect to. Now feel free as we're doing this, if you need to stop or pause your video, to do that to get caught up. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come going diagonal across our page. So I'm going to curl here and curl into here. So it's going to create kind of these interlocking curls. So I'm going to come up here, curl around. So it's a lot of little curls kind of going into each other. Okay, which then creates these almost rectangle shapes right there. I think I forgot one here. There you go. And that's it. Now if you want to come in, you could always color in these dots to make them stand out more, or add in whatever little details you want. So I'm going to go ahead and color those in. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. So this one I'm going to go ahead and make what we call scallop lines, or you can kind of imagine them as scales. So we're just going to kind of come up and down, kind of like little hills. And then I'm going to leave a space, and I want to do the exact same. I want them to be above each other. So that downward line is, so this one's going to come down here. Just like that. And then I'm going to do one more up here at the top, and the same thing, it's going to fall into that spot there. Just like that. Okay. Now in between where this comes down, that little crevice, we're going to add just a little triangle or upside down V. And I'm going to do that to all of them. So there, and then we'll come up to the next row. And then even though these are running off the page, we're just going to kind of bring it up to that line. Like that. And then this one, since our little crevice is right here, we're just going to add the diagonal line there. Okay? Now the last step for this one, I'm going to make another curve, so it's like a reverse scallop. We're going to come down here. And I'm going to come just on the outside of where that V is and come down and around. So we'll do that again. So it's like I'm making a bunch of U's. Just like that. Okay? And then again, since this one ran off the page, I'm just going to connect it over there. And we'll come up to this row. And then since this row runs off the page, I'm just going to do lines to kind of mimic where that U would be. Okay. And then the last step, we just draw a little line from the tip of that triangle up to that U. And that's it. Now again, if you wanted to color in this little shape here or add little lines, you can do that as well. But they're kind of like little tulips. Okay, we're going to move up here. I'm going to go ahead and divide my paper just using straight lines. Just like that. And then crossed. So now I have a bunch of little boxes. Inside these boxes, I'm going to add donut shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and add a circle right there, and then inside that circle, a smaller circle. So now it looks like a donut or a block letter O. And I'm just going to come and do that for all of my blocks. Now we're going to create almost like a checkerboard pattern. So I'm going to come in and some of the circles are going to be colored, or some of the donuts are going to be colored, and some of the boxes are going to be colored. So I'm going to go ahead and start in this corner and color in this donut. And I'm going to skip this donut and color in the next donut. Skip that donut, color in this donut. Okay. Now if this donut's colored in, I'm going to skip this donut, color that donut. Skip that donut, color that donut. Skip, color. Okay, then we're going to come up to this row. Since this one's not colored, this one is colored. Skip, color. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and color the boxes. So if this donut stays white, I'm going to color in this box. So I want to make sure to color the inside of that donut and then color in that box. Just like that. Color in the donut hole. There you go. Okay, this next one we're going to move on to. We're going to kind of start the same way with those checker boxes. I'm going to make my boxes a little bit bigger just because there's extra details that I'm going to add in. So I'm going to just divide this into 2 sections here. And then I'm going to divide this in half. I could have added another one there if I wanted to, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is create a diamond shape here, and then we're only going to have half a diamond here since I didn't add enough boxes. But I'm going to go ahead and go from corner to corner, or from like each point of the line, and then come down to there, come over to that corner, over to that corner. I should have divided that more. And then over here and over there. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is imagine that this is one whole piece that I want to connect. So I want to come from this point to the middle and then down. And then I'm going to add another line here, down, and here, down. So I'm always coming from the point, going to the line, going to the point. Okay, so I'll do it again over here. Point, middle, middle, point. And then I'm going to do it 2 more times. 1 there, and 1 there. Now this part, since it's getting closer together, will appear to be darker on your image. Okay, and like I said, I should have made that a little bit closer, but that's okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to pretend that this is just half of that. So we're going to come from point to middle, middle to point, and then point to middle, middle to point, and then 1 more. Like that. Okay, so now these areas are just half, or even this is a quarter of that triangle. So we're going to imagine that we're only doing this bottom half. So all I need to do is point to middle, point to middle, and I'm going to do that 3 times. Okay, and then the same thing, point to middle, here. And then just here, we're going to just do this half part here. Like that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move up to this box. So in here, we're going to do a curved line. So it's dividing it in half, but it's a curve. So it's not exactly the same. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Curved line, dividing it in half. So again, it's not symmetrical. They're not all equal, but I do have 4 pieces. Then I'm going to come corner to corner and then corner to corner. So it's almost like I'm slicing a pie. So I'm going to go corner to corner, corner to corner. And get your lines, mine are a little off, but get your lines to meet in the middle as close as possible. Then inside here, I'm going to add more triangles like we did below, but I'm going to leave equal space in here. So I'm going to add a triangle and come down. So again, there's equal space inside of there. And then I'm going to do a smaller triangle right there. The little triangle, I'm going to go ahead and color in. Just like that. And then I'm just going to do the same exact thing to each section. that's it for that one. Okay, this next one, we're going to divide it up into boxes again. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3 lines here like I should have last time. So 3 there, and I'll do 2 here. Now in here, we're going to make kind of a petal shape. So I'm going to curve from corner to corner and then corner to corner. Okay, so I'm only going to concentrate on those 4 boxes right now. So I went this way, now I want to come this way. Right there, this way, and then this way. So imagine it kind of like a little flower. Okay, now we're going to do these next 4 boxes. Now these are a little skinnier, so I'm going to pretend that this is going to run off the page a little bit, so it's not going to quite go corner to corner, just so I have a little bit of extra room there, because I think that would look a little funny being skinny like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing up here. So corner to corner, and this is only going to be half a flower since we don't have that extra row up here. Kind of like that. So depending on how you look at that, so we have a flower there, or if we would look here, let's see if I can cover it up, like that, we have a diamond. Okay. So depending on how you look at it, I have some diamonds or I have flowers. So again, depending on how you look at it, this is going to look a little bit different. Within the flower, I'm going to create a diamond. Okay. Within the diamond, I'm going to create triangles. So I don't know what makes sense to you, but I'm going to go ahead and do, for this flower, I'm going to do the diamond. So from corner to corner, I'm going to draw a straight line. Then I'm going to come inwards towards the middle of the flower, like that. Then this one I'm going to come down to create that diamond shape. Okay, so now it's a triangle. Then I'm going to come over here. And then here. Okay, so there's my diamond within my flower. If we want to look at a diamond and look at the triangles, I'm going to just do there and there. And then do the same thing, triangle, like that. Okay, so whichever makes sense to you, you'll just finish that up. So I'm going to finish coming this way. And there you go. So I have diamonds with lines, and then I have open diamonds. Okay, going up to this top box, I'm going to make a wavy line just across my page. And then I'm going to make an identical wavy line that's parallel to that. So parallel means those lines do not intersect. So imagine it kind of like a road. I'm going to do a smaller little road down here. Again, make it parallel. And then I'll do another one in this corner. Okay. Now, in between these roads or rivers or just lines, however you want to look at it, we're going to do curved lines. So for this section, I'm going to do curved lines going this way. And these are parallel to each other. They are not touching. Okay. Then this way, I'm going to go the opposite direction. So this way I curved to my right. This way I'm going to curve to my left. So going up. this section, I'm going to curve to my right again. And then this section, curve to my left. And that's it. Now if you want these to stand out more, you could color them in. You could add extra stripes on them, whatever you would like to do. Now we have one more box. So just like we did here with those curved lines, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to kind of combine the checkerboard of this, but with curved lines here. So I'm going to curve. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 of them again, like that. And then I'm going to do 2 curved lines down like that. Now, where the lines intersect, I'm going to go ahead and add a circle. So on each of those crisscrosses, we're going to add a circle. Now, just like before in our patterns, we want to make it look like it appears to be running off the page, not just that it stopped and I didn't finish it. So over here, I'm going to add just a half a circle. Same with down here. Over here. And over here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in some of these triangles, and we're going to do diagonal triangles. So I'm going to color in the top left triangle, and then I'm going to color in the bottom right triangle. So it'll look like that. So you have 2 triangles colored in and 2 triangles not colored in. If it helps, you can go through and mark all of them so you don't mess that up. Sometimes when I start coloring, I forget what I'm doing and I just start coloring like crazy. So it's up to you, whatever helps you. If you just put a little dash. And these little half ones, you want to think, remember, bottom right. So I'm going to color in this one. And then top left. Oh, forgot one. Okay, and then to finish this one out, all I'm going to do is add a dot, and it's kind of a bigger dot. I'm not just dotting it, I'm actually kind of coloring in a little dot here. And that's it. So there's your 8 Zentangle practices. Okay. If you have questions, please reach out to me, and I'll be happy to either create a new video for you or to kind of walk you through what you need to do. Bye, guys.